Get up! Come on, hurry! The warden is calling! Are you really going to save Nostria, as they say?
Huh. That's an interesting opener. What are you driving at?
You can discuss it with Warden Valber. Come out of that cell, I'll escort you.
Well, if the warden himself is asking, how can a simple countess refuse?
Let's go. You know the warden doesn't like to be kept waiting. The sooner you get to his office, the sooner you'll learn everything. I can tell you this much. It's good news for you.
Sir Vitellius? Bastard! I just wrote this letter.
What are you in for? Speak.
I didn't support him when he decided to take the gargoyles away from the mages. It consumes an ungodly amount of mana, you know. But the calculations I presented showed the expenses were small.
Politics is a dirty business. And you're maybe not as clean as you'd like us to think, huh? I believe that Councillor Montier stands for the common people. That's precisely why you speak ill of him.
Damien will soon arrive and explain everything.
Who's this Damien character?
Who is he? He's the Artisanian envoy to the Crown Lands. Everyone knows of him. Oh, right. I can stand one more month here, if I have to.
Ah, I had heard you were an Artisanian spy, but I thought it was a tall tale.
I'm a merchant, and I have the invoices to prove it, as well as letters of passage, wagons, goods.
Really? Why are you here, then? Skip out on the grain tariff, did you?
Why do I waste my words on the likes of you?
Bludgeon controls all the roads around Marcella. And what use is this Cedric of yours, huh?
I served time under Vitellius and Claudius. Now I'm serving time under Adrian. But it looks You're probably right, my friend. I thought I was covering Tweet's run-of-the-mill bureaucratic thievery, but he was caught with his greasy meat hooks in the royal treasury. And I only learned about it while standing before the judge.
Firewood. They ran out to who knows where.
Where could they run?
Nothing but snow and hungry wolves for miles. The Batil gates guard the bottom of the mountain. No one will let them go farther than that. And the opening near Witch's Stone is being knocked down
right now by Rossum's golems. It's better not to be on the wrong side of a golem's fist. We jailers are like doting nannies in comparison. A golem is a mountain of clay without a soul, without a heart. One punch, and he'll shatter your bones to dust.
Golems are dangerous, no doubt. But you're new to this area, Bert. Otherwise, you'd know there's another road to Rigor. It's not in the best condition. It's lying abandoned now, and there's danger of landslides. But it's there nonetheless. I suspect that the dwarves use it.
Your belongings are in yonder chest. Take everything or you'll freeze to death. The prison's warmer than outside, slightly. Pestilence has struck Montpetrie. The quarantine is everywhere. Mages forced to wear masks like common bandits. The undead are climbing out of their graves all over the Crown lands. I wonder if the necromancers have returned.
Bastian, carry on about your business. I just came up.
Bug off, human. I'm busy. Bug off, human. I'm busy.
What are you doing here? Get away!
What are you doing?
Carry on about your business.
You shall not go any further until you receive your papers. And also, guards, a horse, and sundry equipment you will need in the world beyond. Otherwise, you will freeze or be torn apart by a roving pack of wolves.
What are you doing?
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 You shall not go any further until you receive your papers. And also,
What are you doing?
Pestilence upon the Mage Factory. Refugees from that quarter are...
Careful!
Marcella, but aren't being allowed into the city.
I wish we could kick some of these bastard prisoners here out into the...
Driven them from their graves at spear point.
What are mages good for anyway? Does no one at the tower care about the situation?
Ha! Mages. Almost all of them have gone to solve the problem at the Mage Factory. However much they investigate, they cannot find a solution.
Our Rossum is of the same ilk. His excessive smarts don't seem to do him any good.
What about Madame de Guillan's cellar? Do they still serve the best wines?
Are thoughts of wine the only thing floating around that brain of yours?
Oh, but of course. Madame de Guienne maintains the highest standards. Have you ever tried a fresh vintage of Fusk? When you're in Marcella, hit the park.
So much fuss and all for what? Who the hell do you think you are, making me wreak havoc in my prison?
I'm Catherine, Countess of Rigord. In case you've forgotten.
Well, well. I heard a little more than that. As Flavius the Wisecracker eloquently wrote, there's nothing new in this world. But I haven't received a letter like this in all 7 years of my tenure at Crucis. Prince Adrian orders that you be freed and sent to Marcella. Also, you won't be leaving here on foot. I was ordered to return your gold and belongings, provide you with a horse, and, let me read it aloud, allocate some of my own garrison as your personal guard. Madness!
As that same Flavius the Wisecracker of yours wrote, there is always a kernel of sense in madness.
Whether the prince is sane or not is of no consequence. I cannot disobey my liege. Bastian should have returned your money and belongings by now. If he didn't steal them himself. Quartermaster Aston will supply you with weapons. As for gold, you have plenty already. Go to Decim to collect your guards. He has a platoon of troublemakers he's wanted rid of for a long time now. He'll be glad to hand them over. I also advise you to purchase some dogs for the road. And what else did His Highness request? Ah yes, a horse. Levitt the stable boy has a soft spot for nags too old and worn down to work. I'm sure he can pick one out for you.
It looks like the local climate has changed your temperament for the worse.
What else? Was I not clear? The prince has granted you your freedom.
I'll gladly accept the weapon and the horse. But why disturb old Decim?
What will I tell the prince if you decide to run away or if wolves devour you? Since people abandoned their homes and livestock in the Albion Highlands, wolves have run rampant in the area. Strangely aggressive beasts, too. As Prince Adrian wishes to see you with all your limbs in place, I must do my best to secure your arrival at Marcella. Be off already.
Ouch!
Why are you still here? Can't bear to leave your little stone box, hoping for one more free meal? Aren't you sick of lingering around here? The weather in the forest is so wonderful, perfect for a walk. Aren't you sick of lingering around here? The weather in the forest is so wonderful, perfect for a walk.
Claudius's son actually turned out to have some mercy in his soul.
Why do you say that?
Think about it.
Oh, don't be such an idiot.
The Ulagi tribe. What do you need, human? A shovel, perhaps? Have you been sent to the stables, too?
Careful with your words, short one. I'm a countess. Don't you dare compare my royal self to a stable hand. Now give me a weapon and be quick about it.
Oh, sacred forefathers. Why would I ever do that?
Because I'm free again. Any more questions?
By Mactus's horns. This is the first time I've ever seen a human leave Crucis on their own 2 feet. If you got gold, treat yourself to something new. Go ahead. Aston didn't shortchange you on equipment. I warrant you'll survive the Albion Highlands. Go, human. May your body be as hard as flint, and your soul as clear as crystal.
Well, a dwarven poet.
Bug off, human. I'm busy.
Have the lumberjacks brought us our firewood?
No, they haven't.
What's taking them so long? What if wolves ate them, like they did with Raud? And we're gonna freeze to death without fuel. Halt! What are you doing here? You're not permitted to be wandering about like a stray cat.
I'm no longer a prisoner, Decim. You're to give me a suitable number of soldiers as escort to Marcella.
So, Centurion, it's true. The Warden received a missive from the Prince ordering the provision of a guard troop for the prisoner. Former prisoner. Huh? Never heard of a prisoner being released. Ah, well, I believe I have some laggards and troublemakers I can spare. Can I go too? Oh, how I miss the sunny warmth of the capital. No, Bastian, you're not rotten enough to let go. I can still make a decent guard out of you.
I heard your worthless conscripts are accompanied by mangy fighting dogs.
The only thing you'll be getting for free is a family of bedbugs. I spent a year training those hounds. Now, if we're talking about an exchange of gold for flesh, that's another bowl of kibble entirely. You'll get the best dogs in Nostria.
Sounds too good to be true. Are they really worth the price?
These recruits might not be the brightest candles at the feast, but my fighting dogs are as fierce as the Warden himself. You won't regret a single gold piece spent on these animals.
For whom did I build? Ah, it's you. You're the one who poisoned that scoundrel Claudius. It's a real pleasure to meet you.
I wish it were me, but...
Don't be modest. You did a great thing here, and history will not forget you.
I think I've seen you somewhere, stable boy. Were you responsible for delivering horses to Rigern? Oh, by the way, what I really need right now is a horse.
All you're asking is a horse? Just a horse? Have no worry. You'll get our best. Saddle up quickly. You've probably forgotten how to ride after half a year in a cell.
You can go now. Actually, wait.
What now?
I wanted to warn you about sentry golems. Be wary of them once you're past New Tyrene.
Tell me more about the golems.
The mage Rossum took them to clear a landslide. What they lack in brain, they make up in brawn. Since they don't know you've been released, they're liable to crush you. As you pass the southern ruins, find the Archer's squad commander, Ansel. The royal messenger said the squad will join you and augment your escort. I'm hoping that by the time you get there, they'll catch the marauder who's been raiding abandoned houses. Wonder why old Berengarius didn't turn him into a chicken.
Who's this Berengarius? Another escort?
That's up to his magicness. I have no authority over him. Perhaps he'll decide to leave these cold, inhospitable lands for the warmth of the Mage's Tower.
Come on, mount up. I picked out the very bestest.
Why should Claudius's death bring you such joy, lad?
Me? I simply despise tyrants. I hate living under a brutal regime. As for me, I've always preferred other methods of control. But what am I prattling about? I am naught but a simple stable boy. I mean, I never tyrannized horses by teaching to trot or canter. I used other methods of control. On horses. Yes, that's right. Do not tarry. Matters of historic proportions are awaiting you. Ride forth and meet your fate.
Possibly be getting colder? I wish I could make a fire.
What are you doing?
Not surprising that people want to leave the Highlands. The climate here is worse than in Rigern.
Come over here.
Who are you?
Are you from Crucis? Quickly, come with us. Run.
I'm not running anywhere. Explain yourself.
I'm a lumberjack. We're nothing but dwarven woodcutters, honest. We cut down trees and send the lumber onto Crucis. The humans have all left the valley. Only us and a few locals remain. Stein is our chief. So then this Lupin, a man from Rigon, arrives at our village. He was stirring up trouble, trying to recruit the remaining human hunters to join him in his wicked deeds. Then Lupin's men seized the village. They captured Stein and are trying to start a fight with the dwarves. Things could easily turn bloody. We took them in purely out of kindness, and this is how they repay us. Disgusting! Help us! Quick, run!
You don't make the rules around here, Lupin.
What goes around the forest comes around the forest. Right through these trees.
Easy there, Littlebeard. Enough serving jailers. It's time we made some changes around here.
It's time to cut out your filthy tongue!
Why don't you take a nice little stroll in the forest and never come back?
Lupin has a point. You folk under the mountain would do best to listen. Valbert and the other Nostrians are making you slave your lives away for a pittance. We say, take power into your own hands and throw them out the valley.
You traitor. Mangy cur.
We live peacefully alongside the...
Hey, Lupin, look! One of the Crucian prisoners, another victim of Claudius and Valbert.
You're just in time. We need another strong arm right about now.
What makes you think I'll help you?
You're human. This concerns you too. These jumped-up dwarfen lumberjacks have it too good. They're living like little lords on handouts from the fort, from that damned Valbert. We local hunters, on the other hand, are being oppressed. Only I, Lupin, can grant any hope of justice.
Don't you remember how they treat prisoners? I worked for Valbert myself until I escaped. You'd turn blue if you'd seen what I'd seen. Most of them are rotting alive in there. Not because they're bandits or murderers, mind. Just because they dared say something about the drunkard king. It's not humane.
So you're on the side of justice. What's your plan?
We've decided to seize Crucis.
We're going to starve the fort by cutting off their access to food and fuel. When we triumph, we'll free all the prisoners.
But the dwarfs are against us, so we need to force their hand. Then it will be Valbert's turn to answer for his misdeeds. If you're not going to help us, your other option is to spill our blood. Human blood.
That Valbert will be swinging from a gibbet soon. I just know it.
In a birch grove one rejoices, in pines prayers sung in many voices, but among the spruces, only nooses?
What are you, a poet?
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Stein. Back in my youth, I was a scribe at Marcella, but the city is too noisy for me, too fast. As you can see, I'm looking for peace and quiet now.
Quiet seems to have fled, followed closely by peace. What's happening here?
It's that troublemaker Lupin. He's a criminal on the lam from Rigon. He's fallen in with Raoul,
another lowlife and deserter from Crucis. He tried to seize control of the valley, and as you can see, the dwarves didn't take kindly to that idea. I tried to settle things peacefully, but nobody listened to me. I hate to say it, but the snow will be soaked with blood today.
These troublemakers of yours promised to break the prisoners out of Crucis. Surely that's not a bad thing.
Of course they do, but think. If Lupin's fellows are able to attack the supply shipments to Crucis, the city will starve. Once the dwarves are gone, the firewood goes with them. And who do you think the warden Valbert is going to deprive of food and heat first? His guards or the prisoners? I'll let you figure that one out for yourself. If you just leave things as they are, Lupin wins. The dwarves are tough, but the humans are numerous. Nostria's history is full of similar incidents.
You don't make the rules around here, Lupin.
What goes around the forest comes around the forest, right?
The forest weeps not when grass is tread. Mankind alone grieves for the dead. The forest teems, here a hare, there an owl, and branches blow, the pines will return after all.
I had a couple of so-called poets like these back at court. Whatever happens, it always boils down to snow, skies, and white sails.
It's such a shame everything had to end up in a fight. The people of these lands have suffered enough already. I weep for the hunters.
Save it for someone who cares, old man. As we dwarves say, you can't shore up a tunnel without cutting down a few trees. Now that those troublemakers have been taken care of, our lives will surely get better. Maybe we'll find an ore vein and then start our own mine. Glorious! Thank you, noble human. I have nothing to repay your kindness, but my uncle lives nearby. He'll reward you handsomely. Please pay him a visit. What forest is complete without miracles? It's a miracle I met you. Thanks for helping us, human.
Let the blood of the guilty spill and flow, but innocent blood reaps only shadow.
Oh, I read about this statue. I need to find its hands. Might be handy. The missing parts must be nearby. Let's continue. It doesn't work. Let's raise one of the hands.
Who's this, then? Ah, it's my nephew Lester's human friend. You helped deal with those angry hunters. Thank you, human.
Thank you. Is that all I get?
Lester asked if I could pay you back somehow. Here, take this. It's not a lot, but it's honest money.
The mage left his dummies without supervision. I should find him. I'm sure I can think of something else. Something's wrong. I'll start from the beginning. It's really simple.
You, prisoner! What are you doing here?
Prince Adrian set me free. I'm headed for Marcella.
Amazing. Was your assassination attempt on the king forgiven? I was certain the world would run out of mana, and gold be cheaper than clay before such a thing came to pass.
I didn't poison that idiot.
Maybe so, maybe so. Wondrous things are happening in Nostria. So what caused you to interrupt my meditation?
Your golems, Rossum, they're blocking my way. Kindly remove them.
Since you were summoned by Prince Adrian himself, so be it. But I hope you don't believe mages always work for free. Erblidi immobilatus! Soit Abel. Call Abel. Dinger. What else do you want? The road is clear. I must go replenish my mana.
Is this Berengarius' magic? Somebody wants me to visit that abandoned village. The Batil gates are to the left, and to the right, I can see the Mage's Tower behind the houses. Adrian must really want a meeting if he sent this many troops. He doesn't mean to let me get away.
Where do you suppose that marauder came from?
Halt! Who goes there? Ah, it's you. Finally. While you were wandering around like a lost chicken, we captured a marauder. No idea how he got here, to be frank, but that's Valba's problem. Our task is to escort you to the Batil gates and see you on your way.
Are you in that much of a hurry? You must be cold.
The Batil gates guard should have been here to meet us a few hours ago, but there's still no sign of them. We built a campfire, though, and heated up some stew, so I'm not complaining. Make yourself comfortable. Check out Helena's recruits. Once you're ready, give me the signal and we'll move out towards the Batil gates.
Another ghost town. Everything's been abandoned. And all the doors are boarded shut. And to think they tried to live here. frost cuts me to my very bones. How could anyone live here? So much effort wasted. A protective sigil. It must be here for a reason. It's some kind of riddle. If only there was some kind of hint. I'm sure I can think of something else.
the creator, I've been heard. You solved the riddle of the portal, so you're definitely no dark spirit. Who are you, then?
Was it you who led me here? Was the sigil on the road your work?
So it is, though my abilities aren't what they once were. Thankfully, I still had strength enough to inscribe the Morning Star. That's what led you to me.
What an old-fashioned name. Where's it from?
Morga's Thaumaturgical Catalog, of course. And the Ether Seal is holding the entrance to the cemetery shut. My name is Berengarius. My colleagues and I once attempted to warm the Albion Highlands with rune magic. My knowledge of the runes is vast, but it did not save me from an ice-rimed death. Look at what's left of me.
I see. You worked here even before Archmage Alberine.
Ever since then, I've been waiting for people to return here, to the Town of Bliss. But I am bedeviled by the Dark Spirit and his servants, the cemetery ghouls. Long ago, I inscribed protective runes on every building. But since then, their power has dwindled. Soon, the Dark Spirit will freely roam the streets of Bliss. I am too weak in this form. Please, visit the different rooms and read the mantras of power. Argo vires imago. Hurry! The runes must be filled with power. I am capable of working some magic from here, but the Dark Spirit keeps me imprisoned in this tower. If I had the strength to defeat him myself, I wouldn't trouble you with this task.
Why are you invested in defeating this spirit, Berengarius?
I must protect the dwellings of Bliss against the curse. They belong to the living.
The living can't survive here, Berengarius. The wind is like the breath of Mactis.
I believe that rune magic can yet warm the Highlands. I will continue my research as soon as the Dark Spirit is banished from this place.
Something tells me protective runes won't be the end of this.
Hurry! The runes must be filled with power. If I had the strength...
Why are you... Something...
Argo vires imago. Argo Virus Imago! Argo Virus Imago. Argo Virus Imago.
The protective runes weakened the dark spirit, allowing me to leave the tower. Yet I am still very weak. I believe I told you about his minions, the cemetery ghouls. They dig up graves and devour the cold bones of the dead. We must stop this desecration and destroy the spirit itself.
And it's down to me to destroy it. How did I know it would end this way?
Exactly. If the spirit banishes me, my research will never be completed, and Bliss will forever remain cursed. I promise that once you destroy the army of the Dark Spirit, every valuable remaining in our mage's abode will be yours. I am lifting the Ether Seal. You can now enter the cemetery. I would have faded to nothing by now if it weren't for my magic. This tower, the abode of the Mages of Bliss, is the source of all of my power. It is my eternal home. The tower was ransacked, but I managed to save a few things. Some gold, magic scrolls, and most importantly, knowledge of the runes. That knowledge must not fall into the hands of the Dark Spirit. Thank you. Now I can continue my research. I promise that one day, the elements in these harsh lands will bow to my command.
But not anytime soon, I imagine. I don't think I will live to see your triumph, Berengarius.
I'll toil day and night, and I will prevail. I am especially certain of my success now that I have the aid of those who, not so long ago, were slavering to gnaw on my bones.
Something tells me the cemetery ghouls have a new master.
All for the prosperity of the Albion Highlands. To restore those glorious northern territories, I am ready to command the dead. I will become a necromancer and do whatever else it takes. If you wish, you can command them as well. I can give you control.
Careful, Berengarius. Necromancy is a black abyss. Practice it, and you might end up a dark spirit yourself. Or worse. I found these letters in the Albion Highlands. Do you wish to see them?
Oh, you found them. Yes, I remember. This one is written by Sylvie. She was always unsatisfied with something or other. And that's Joseph, of course. Good lad. Size of a mountain. And this one. Yes. All these letters never reached their destination. They never got sent. The disease, the cold, the exodus.
Did the authors survive?
If memory serves, they all managed to leave. But their descendants shall return. When the sun shines warm and welcoming upon the Albion Highlands, then they shall return, I am certain. Then I will show them the missives of their ancestors.
Very well. I'll leave them with you then.